the people with schizophrenia are, as I said, largely going to gravitate to the community mental health center world unless they're fairly affluent, because it's a very chronic illness and lifelong in essence. And families.
Patient was it? Schizophrenia?
I'm talking now. I switched over to schizophrenia and say, for what I think is the way you want to get oriented, think about schizophrenia, except for first episodes, for young people between 15 and 25 or so, when they're still covered by their parents' insurance. They'll still be seen in the private sector. And then in the mid-20s and later, they're all going to drift into the into the community mental health center world. In the United States, you're going to need another consultant if you want information about what's happening in Europe and so on.
Oh, we're focused just on the U.S., so this is great.
Okay.
Got it. So for schizophrenic patients that are still kind of young in age and under their parents' health insurance, they start in private practice, and then as they get older and lose kind of private health insurance, they often end up in the community mental health clinics. Yeah,
and then the way you put it stimulates me to point out that what's happening in many of those clinics, including here, is hold on for a second. I got to answer someone at my door.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in the middle of the phone. Just point. Okay, I'll be finished in a second. Yeah. Psychiatrists are getting hired to actually, literally, the medical clinic where these indigent Obamacare patients are getting their primary care, as long as they can get that. They have hired psychiatrists where they're located in the community mental health centers. So and that's good. There's an integration of that. Do these docs that are providing primary care want to treat the psychiatric disorder? No. So they'll be bringing in a consultant who could be the nurse practitioner, could be a psychiatrist, depending on the place, etc. All of this is part of cost containment and kinds of issues. You can expect a diversity. I don't know if that's complicating your lives when I tell you like that, but it's a complicated landscape.
Mm-hmm. And I guess if we think about just major depressive disorder, can you share with me what percentage of patients are seen kind of across the board, including those on Medicaid, Medicare, and private, are seen in psych private practices, PCP offices, multi-site clinics, community mental health centers, psych hospitals, these residential facilities, community hospitals, academic medical centers, and other integrated delivery networks, like just across the board, if you were to kind of put your stake in the ground of how patients are segmented across these types of care, be super helpful.
Okay. Did you start? You wanted me to start with major depression or bipolar depression?
Let's start with major depressive disorder.
Major depression. Well, that's the most common thing that we've seen. We do see, and given the income distributions in America, when it comes, they originally will get seen by their primary care physician, may make the diagnosis. There are a number of them that will prescribe. So I'm going to take it, and these are just guesstimates, 10-20% will stay in with their primary care physician through the first and maybe second round of treatment. And then the vast majority of them, if they haven't responded, and that would be about 2/3 of the people they're trying to work with, because that's what happens today in the trial and error world. The first and second drugs don't work. The third and fourth do, whether that's a time effect or they just get lucky and pick out the right call.